Hey everybody, welcome to Vintage Vagabond Vens. Have you ever thought about reselling? Well, today we're going to go over some cool items for reselling. These could be items found at estate sales, yard sales, thrift stores, or even just around the house. Whether it's selling on eBay, Mercari, Posh, these are some of the types of items, I should say, to watch out for.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Vintage Vagabond Vens. Today we have 70 items that can be found in the kitchen. These are great for reselling. First we have this vintage chalkware fruit. They are wall hangings. There's banana, grapes, pineapple, and an apple. These are made from chalkware. They sold for $99.99. Next we have 3 fruit ceramic wall plaques. There's grapes, pears, and apples. Again, these are ceramic. They sold for $36. Here we have a flour sifter. It is cherry blossoms. And this sold for $34.33. Here's another flour sifter. This one is green enamel with a wood crank. This one sold for $14.99. These are not very old, 1990s, Martha Stewart copper cookie cutters, a snowman and a candy cane. These sold for $142.49. You always want to keep an eye out for copper cookie cutters. And here are tin cookie cutters. This is a lot of them. Quite a few different designs. These sold for $37.99. It's always a good idea to lot things up like this. Here's a set of 4 ceramic vegetable kitchen wall hangings. There's carrots. Do it this way. Carrots, tomatoes, corn, and onions. They sold for $79. Here's a Burwood lobster and cheese vegetables plastic molded kitchen wall hanging. This sold for $43.90. Here we have a Enterprise coffee grinder, cast iron, sold for $270. There's a wall-mounted coffee grinder mill. Has a little windmill pattern on it. And this one is Delft Holland. Sold for $200. Here we have a pair of Shafford Black Cat egg cups made in Japan. They're pretty cute. Great for Halloween. Sold for $46. Here is a pair of 2 Gobel chicken egg cups made in West Germany. They sold for $29.95. Wagnerware aluminum oval roaster pan. A lot of times you can find these at estate sales. This sold for $355 and had 19 bids. Here is a club aluminum Dutch oven roaster. That sold for $32.50. Here's a set of 4 glass tumblers with flower pattern. These sold for $133.50. Had 12 bids. Here's a set of 2 atomic glass tumblers. Great pattern. And they sold for $22. A Griswold cast iron trivet in a star pattern. This sold for $50. Here we have 9 vintage wicker straw hot pad trivets. They sold for $50. These actually sell pretty good, and again, it's something that you could usually pick up cheap at yard sales and estate sales. Here is a ceramic and cast iron trivet with mushrooms. That sold for $45. Antique copper fruit basket mold. This sold for $149.99. Here's a copper rooster mold. Sold for $24. This goes to show you sometimes the design makes a big difference. Chocolate mold. Chocolate and candy molds are very collectible. This one is Father Christmas. It sold for $495. Here we have a large chocolate bunny rabbit mold. This sold for $189. And another chocolate mold, bunny rabbit. Not as detailed. This one sold only for $19.91. Here we have Home Interior Mushroom Canister Set. I've picked these up many times at estate sales. This set sold for $149.95. Here we have a set of Chromex aluminum canister set. Sold for $149.99. This has the flour, cookies, tea, coffee, and rice. Sometimes there's also a grease one, and with that in the set, it almost doubles in price. Here is an Enesco Winking Kitty cookie jar. A lot of cookie jars are worth money and something to keep an eye out for and check the comps on. This one sold for $305 and 22 bids. Here's a Lefton Cutie Pie Puppy Dog cookie jar. Sold for $275. Looks like it's in pretty good condition. Pyrex. Pyrex ranges in price from a little amount to high-end pieces. This one is the Stems Pink Casserole and Cradle with Lid. Sold for $540.17 and had 24 bids. Here is a Pyrex Amish butter print butter dish. This sold for $38. Here's a vintage cardinal China elephant pie bird. A lot of people like to collect pie birds because they're nice and small. This sold for $89.99. Here's another pie bird in the shape of a cardinal. This one sold for $16.50 and had 12 bids. Cast iron, the rarest one, Griswold number 2. Sold for $800. Here we have a Stoneware Rolling Pin with wood handles. This one's white with blue floral print. It looks like it has a crack in it. Still sold for $89. Here we have a hand-blown glass rolling pin. Cobalt blue with yellow and chartreuse swirls. This one sold for $75. There is a wood bird's eye maple rolling pin with green handles. And this rolling pin sold for $40 and had 20 bids. Knives. There's some very expensive knives out there. These are just a lot of older used knives with wood handles. As you can see, they are not in the greatest shape, but they still sold for $90.09. Had 8 bids. It said old, rusty, and ready to be remade into something new. Here we have a Lefton Elf Pixie Christmas Teapot Creamer and Sugar set. Number 3970 on the base, 3973 and 3970. These sold for approximately $212 US dollars. Here we have a Corel sugar, salt, and pepper set. This sold for $68.58 and had 18 bids. Here we have a vintage cast iron bullhead can opener. hard to see. This sold for $35. A lot of Echo can openers. They sold for $27.99. Again, a lot of times you find these in lots at estate sales. Vintage ceramic spoon rest. Girl face with flower. Sold for $40. And here we have a turtle ceramic spoon rest. Sold for $26.01. Had 4 bids. Salt and pepper cat. Oh, I can't talk. Cat salt and pepper shaker made in Japan. Cute little kitties. Sold for $200.50. Had 14 bids. Their salt and pepper shakers can range from a small amount to large amounts. All depends. They're smaller and easier to ship, so it's a good thing to keep an eye out for. Here we have vintage bluebirds with flower hats, salt and pepper shakers. These sold for $69 and had 18 bids. Here is a Lefton Bluebird teapot. Cute little bird. This sold for $142.50. Had 12 bids. Here we have a Napco Pink Miss Cutie Pie teapot. Number A3506 has the original label on it, Napco. Sold for $128.50 and had 15 bids. Here's Mary Mushroom Tea Kettle. Enamelware, mushroom design, sold for $24. Again, this is another more common item that I see at a lot of estate sales. This is a Catherine Home enamelware bowl made in Norway. It's marked. That sold for $165.99. It's a good idea to keep an eye out for enamelware that is marked Norway on it. Here's Enamelware Coffee Pot. Blue speckled pattern. This sold for $26 and had 7 bids. Here's a Sunbeam chrome toaster. This sold for $207. Here is a little egg beater, 7 inches, sold for $70. 3 bids. It's a little wood handle. So even small things can bring a decent amount of money. Here's another egg beater with red Bakelite handles. This sold for $10.95 with 3 bids. Eight milk glass spice jars shaker set. So you can see it's white milk glass, then red lids, different designs on each. This sold for $49.99. Vintage plastic bread box, aqua mid-century. Sold for $108.50 and had 22 bids. A vintage roll top wood bread box. I remember lots of houses having these in them. This sold for $29 and had 16 bids. Here is an Enesco My Kitchen Prayer pink porcelain egg timer. This one has the sand timer with it. Marked Enesco Japan on the base. Sold for $39. Here's a Mirror-matic automatic kitchen timer made in the USA. Sold for $32 and had 11 bids. Vintage Waring blender mixer. Chrome beehive glass jar. Sold for $69.95. Here is an Echo hand crank kitchen mixer. Sold for $24.99. Echo is a good brand to watch out for. There's a vintage nickel over brass Victorian sponge holder. Sold for $51 and had 5 bids. Frog sponge holder, ceramic. This one is bright orange. Speckled pattern. Sold for $24.99. There's a Griswold cast iron spatula. This sold for $100. There are 2 Echo vintage spatulas. They even have wear on them. They sold for $62 for the pair and had 11 bids. Antique French bread chopping cutting board. This sold for $119. Here is a wooden pig cutting board. This sold for $35. A vintage number 78 wood handle ice cream scoop. This sold for $66.85. 3 bids. Here is a lot of vintage ice cream scoopers. The lot of 7 sold for $68.85. Here is Tony the Tiger string holder. See the string coming out of his mouth? This sold for $510. 7 bids. And the last item I have is another chalkware string holder. This is the Dutch Corel. She sold for $58. Made of chalkware. And that's just a small example of some of the items that you can find in kitchens. There is just so many. Always keep your eye out at estate sales, yard sales, the thrift store. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please show your support by subscribing and hitting the thumbs up. Also, you can put any comments in the section below. Any questions, anything like that. We're here and glad to help out. I want to thank you for watching and hope you have a great day. See you next time.